Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. Another day, another drama, and today we're going to be talking about Elijah Daniel being over influencers going out and partying, as well as their terrible apologies, and Morgan Adams addresses what happened with Shane Dawson. Now if you haven't seen my previous video titled James Charles in Major Trouble for This, I will link that in a card up over here, as well as down in the description down below, so definitely make sure you go and check that out as well. Alright, let's go ahead and jump on into it. So in case you haven't been aware of what's been going on with all these influencers, for some reason a lot of them think it's fine to go out and start to have parties again now that places are starting to reopen. People like Jake Paul, Lorray had a birthday party that was thrown by Nikita Dragon, Tana Mongeau has been seen spotted out at many different parties as well, and Elijah Daniel is over it and he took to his Twitter to express his concerns about what was happening. Here's what Elijah had to say. Elijah tweeted, "Hi influencers caught partying, this video is for you. Spread this to your fans on all of your platforms, since you don't mind spreading things. Then self-quarantine for 14 days and come back and we'll consider even reading your apologies." Elijah then quote tweeted somebody who said, "Did you see Tana's apology?" And Elijah said, "No, we are not reading apologies until these influencers can prove they actually care by self-quarantining for 2 weeks and spreading proper information to their fan bases." And the apology that they are referring to from Tana is the following. "Partying / going to any social gatherings during a global was such a careless and irresponsible action on my behalf. I fully hold myself accountable for this and will be staying inside. Actions like that don't deserve a platform and I want to fully apologize and be better than this. I'm sorry. While Erica and I were referring to our past drama in our video, the topic no longer matters. I need to be a better example in person." And I can completely agree with Elijah here. We shouldn't have to sit down and read somebody's apology. They should take that information that they have received and that feedback and come on and speak to their fans directly, as well as learn from it and show that they have learned from it. James Charles did the exact same thing in his most recent video where he delayed the video because he wanted to edit it and make sure that it was perfect, so he delayed it by a couple days, and then in that video he added a notepad apology where he said, "Hey, I'm not going to include any footage from the party because I didn't want to spread that kind of stuff on my platform to my followers." But again, he didn't sit there and talk to the camera, he put that text in there, so if somebody wasn't actually watching the video, they have no idea what that text was. It was just text on the screen, there was no voiceover or anything. But I will commend James for actually putting it on his largest platform, which is on YouTube, versus putting it on Snapchat or on Twitter, where he doesn't have as many followers. So thank you, James, for actually doing that. But Tana, on the other hand, decides to just put this over on her Snapchat because she hasn't been making videos, even though she's been promising videos addressing things that have been coming up in her past, but instead she is out partying. So Tana, until you sit down and address everything that has been brought up from your past, I'm not going to take any of your apologies. So sit down, make those videos that you told your fans were coming, and then maybe we'll start to accept your apologies. Lastly, at Jake Paul, you know what you're doing. You want to be hated. But now you can put actual lives at risk and decide to make a mock apology. So, at Susan Wojcicki at YT Creators, why are you allowing a large creator to spread false info and mock the deaths of 650,000? Demonetize. And I completely agree with what Elijah is saying here. I feel like Jake Paul knows exactly what he's doing, and I feel like Jake Paul loves to be hated. Since people don't love him, he loves the fact that people hate him, and that's what fuels him to keep going. There was a clip, I think it was from the Hollywood Fix, where they asked Jake Paul, what do you want to say to your fans who want to be just like you? And he says, don't. So even Jake Paul doesn't want his fans to be like him. Jake, why don't you want your fans to be like you? Is it because you don't think that you're a good person either? Maybe you should turn around your actions and turn yourself into a better person so that way you can be proud of your fans who want to be like you. Set a good example for your fans and want them to be like you instead of doing all these stupid videos and saying, hey, whatever you do, don't be like me because I'm a terrible person. And on top of that, the fact that, yes, all these videos are monetized and they are making money, when a lot of creators got their videos demonetized for even just speaking about what was going on in the world is absolutely gross. Yes, some people were spreading false information and those channels should be demonetized for sure, but people who were spreading correct information saying, hey, make sure you're social distancing, make sure you're wearing a mask, people like that were still getting demonetized just for mentioning what was going on in the world. So the fact that YouTube is still allowing these parties and stuff to be monetized, I don't think is right, and they need to make sure that they are being better with what they're deciding to put their ads on and what they're not. He then quote tweeted that tweet and said, any videos promoting partying and not wearing masks and social distancing should not be allowed and are incredibly dangerous, yet you are allowing your largest creators to make them in profit. We want a change in YouTube. Get rid of the trash. Elijah then quote tweeted somebody that said, the Hamptons. The Chainsmokers had a quote-unquote drive-in concert last night. No social distancing during a... We may be doomed. And he said, y'all really out here risking your lives for the Chainsmokers. Good night. I know it's 10 a.m., but good night. And then attached to that original tweet was the following video. And in this video clip, you can see hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, at this quote-unquote drive-in concert where they're all gathered up together and they're not social distancing. What I don't understand is that if this concert was supposed to be a drive-in concert, as soon as people started getting out of their cars, then they should have stopped the concert. The concert should have not kept going on, but instead they kept performing the concert. And I don't understand why the city allowed this to happen too. Why was somebody not there making sure that this was a drive-in concert and that people were social distancing and staying in their cars? As soon as somebody got out of their car and they started to gather into groups, they should have shut the concert down. There's no reason why this concert should have taken place if it was supposed to be a drive-in concert and people got out of their cars. Period. They're putting people's lives at risk, and then everybody that they come in contact with is also getting put at risk too, but for some reason these people don't think that they are going to ever get it. And then Elijah's final tweet about the situation was, "Warning, a lot of influencers have been confirmed to me testing positive for after the influencer parties, like a lot. And they aren't saying anything and aren't warning people they came in contact with after. If you attended, get tested. Y'all caused an outbreak. Thanks." And I am not surprised at all that a lot of people are starting to test positive about this. Remember when Jake Paul had his party and he was around Tanner Fox? Well, Tanner Fox tested positive for it and he called Jake Paul and he let Jake Paul know, but Jake Paul still went and had his party anyways. And let's be honest, when you saw videos of Jake Paul's party, there were hundreds of people there, not social distancing, not wearing masks, so I'm not surprised that people are actually getting it. And then with Laray's birthday party, there weren't as many people at his party, but again, there was no social distancing, there was no masks inside, so I am not surprised one bit that anybody who is going out to these parties is coming in contact with the virus and is getting it, and now is spreading it to other people that they have come in contact with. But again, I just feel like these people don't care. But let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. Now let's go ahead and switch on over to Morgan Adams addressing the situation with Shane Dawson. Morgan Adams uploaded a video today called A Chat About Life where she did talk about the situation that happened with Shane Dawson, and here's what she had to say in her video.
So say that you're watching your favorite person online or your favorite Instagram person, whatever. So these people are building a house and they built a little window and they're like, okay, you can look into the window. When you watch someone online, you're looking into the window, but if you know someone in real life, you have the keys to the door and you can look around the entire house and like get a bigger picture. People have kind of been asking me about the videos that have been resurfacing about Shane and the whole beauty world drama. Wow, that's so ironic that I'm doing my makeup. There's no correlation. I literally didn't mean to do that at all. Jesus. Morgan. It scares me heavily because I don't want to be involved in the drama. The old videos of Shane and the whole drama thing, I don't really have much to say. I just wanted to say, obviously, that I don't like them. I don't agree with them. It makes me uncomfortable to watch them because when I watch them, I'm like, who is that? I don't feel like that's a person that I know. It's a difficult situation because I'm not coming at this from, you know, the viewpoint and the perspective of somebody who has watched Shane on the internet for years. This is somebody that I hang out with in my real life. This is somebody that I consider to be a friend, a mentor, a family member. And I just wanted to say that I'm not defending anything that has been said in the past, anything that has been done in the past, but I've known Shane for 3, maybe 4 years now. The Shane that I hang out with and that I've lived with has always just been gracious and kind and understanding. He's always been willing to help everyone. The person that I see from day to day in a non-YouTube, non-filming, not trying to be entertaining, that Shane isn't even in the same stratosphere as the Shane that, you know, you get to see in these older clips. So that's all I have to say. I don't know. In regards to like people on YouTube or mainstream celebrities, or even say your friend or your boyfriend that you're having issues with, we are in the age of the internet and people can tell you whatever the heck they want, right? There's a difference between saying you've changed and actually changing. You know, there's a difference between saying you're nice and actually being nice. People can say and say and say, you know, they've changed, they're this, they're that. It's 2020, you can change your entire face, you can change your entire brand, you can walk out of the plastic surgeon and be a completely different person. But if you want to change, you have to actually change. And if you want to be a nice person, you have to actually be a nice person. I see these old videos of Shane and I'm like, wow, I don't even recognize that person. That is what makes me believe, based on actions, right, that somebody is actually nice or somebody has actually changed. Because people can tell you things all day long, but it's their actions that mean the world. Wow, I should go to Bible camp. I try to limit my Twitter use these days because that is just another dimension. So a few weeks ago I was reading Twitter and like I just looked up at my ceiling and I was like, wow, maybe I should like read the Bible or something, because there is no way this is good for me at all.
And I do have to agree with what Morgan is saying here. When you see somebody online, they are only showing you what they want to show you, and they are only giving you a small picture of who they are. You don't get to see who they are behind the scenes. They only show you what they want you to see. Now in the video too, she says that she does not approve of Shane's past videos, but that is not the Shane that she knows, and that she doesn't even recognize that person from those old videos. She has known Shane for the past like 3 years since she moved out to LA and moved in with Shane and Ryland, so she gets to see a lot more behind the scenes obviously than anybody else does. And Morgan is 100% correct where she says if you want to change, you have to show change. If you're not going to show change and you're just going to say, oh, I want to be a better person, and you don't become a better person, then you're not showing change and people aren't going to believe you. If you want to be a nice person, then you need to act like a nice person and actually be a nice person. And what blows my mind is the fact that Morgan and Tana are around the same age, but yet Morgan acts more like an adult than Tana does, and Tana acts more like a child. Tana, it's time to grow up and maybe be a little bit more like Morgan. I think Morgan is a way better role model for any children than Tana is, let's be honest. A lot of Tana's content is not intended for children, but she still has a young fan base. And for some reason, that still has not gotten through Tana's head that she does have a young fan base, and some of the things that she puts online are not appropriate. But that is everything that I have for today's video, so I'd love to know what you think about everything down in the comments below. What do you think about Elijah Daniel calling out all these influencers for parties, as well as calling out influencers who are saying that they have tested positive but aren't telling anybody? What do you think about Morgan Adams addressing everything that happened with Shane? Do you think that Ryland or Shane are also going to come out with videos or statements and address everything? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you like this video, please make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could hit that big red subscribe button and hit the bell icon and set your notifications to all so you'll be notified of every time I upload a new video. Alright, that's everything for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!